Well, the time is here. The time has been coming for a while now. It's finally here. It's time to break up my Scream Factory Complete Collection. I'm going to start selling off some of my non-collector's edition titles. Whew. This is going to be tough for me. This is like a therapy session. We'll get started right after this. Welcome back to Pot's Movie Dungeon. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Pot's Movie Dungeon. So this is a video that I've been kicking around for a while. It's something that I've been kind of thinking about doing, and I thought the time is finally here, and I'm going to go into that in just a minute why I finally came to this conclusion. But most of you know that watch my channel, I have a complete Scream Factory collection. I have all the Shout Selects, I have all the collector's editions, I have all the standalone titles, which is what I call the non-collector's editions. And this is something that I put a lot of work into, a lot of money into, trying to get this complete collection. And I was at the point where I had everything, and I was just getting the new stuff that came out. So here recently, this is kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. As you know, Scream Factory will put out site-exclusive titles. And these here are the last ones that they did. You have Sawbones, you have School Spirit, and you have Lords of the Deep. Now, these are three movies I knew nothing about. These are three titles that, honestly, if they were not Scream Factory titles, I never even would have looked twice at. But these titles here were going for $29.99 a piece. So that's three titles, roughly $90. And these are just basic releases, nothing special. There's no special features really on any of these, more than just a trailer. Like I said, movies I really wouldn't have bought if they were not Scream Factory titles. These are movies I'm going to watch once, I'm going to put on the shelf, and probably never watch again, honestly. And I paid $90 for these. I just pre-ordered some really nice second sight editions for less money than I paid for these three titles right here. I started thinking about it, and I'm like, what am I doing? Okay, I have a complete collection. You know, it was something that I wanted to do. I did it. But now that I'm doing it, honestly, Scream Factory is putting out more garbage than they are good titles. Now, they do still put out some good stuff. I still like the company. I'm still going to buy from Scream Factory. But I'm going to be very selective to what I get from this point forward. When they go out and put out shit like this, I'm not just going to go and just blindly grab it because it's Scream Factory. One, I'm going to eventually run out of space, and I'm going to have a room full of movies that I'm never going to watch. That's the biggest thing. Two is it's very expensive. These titles are way overpriced. I'm $30 a piece for these. At very best, these are Dollar Tree titles, Walmart dump bin titles. These should not be $30 a piece. If you're fans of these movies, I understand. If I was a fan of these movies, it would be different. I know nothing about these movies, and I'm all about a blind buy. But paying $90 for three blind buys for movies that I probably will watch one time, it just ain't worth it. So that's kind of what started all this. It's something I've been thinking about for a while, probably for the last 6 months pretty hard. Blindly, I was looking to see what they were putting out. I'd throw it in my cart, and I'd purchase it. Sometimes I'd watch it as soon as it came in. Sometimes I'd set it on the shelf with a bunch of the other titles that I hadn't watched yet. And I said, you know, it's time. I'm never going to get rid of my collector's editions. I'm very proud of my complete collector's edition with all the slips. I am double dipping on the 4Ks. I'm going to continue to do that. I know a lot of people complain about them doing that, but a lot of other companies are doing this as well. But like I said, the collector's editions I'm definitely going to keep. All the Shout Selects, I'm going to keep all those, that's for sure. I love the Shout Select line. There are a lot of great titles in that line. But these standalone releases, especially here recently, I'd say the last year or so, probably longer than that, they put out more crap than they put out good titles. Titles that I really care about. Every once in a while they do something that I do like, you know, Happy Death Day, Slumber Party Massacre, stuff like that. And I have decided that as far as all the double features, which I have all their double features, I'm going to keep all those as well. But when it comes to just basic bitch standalone titles like this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start going through my collection. The ones that I've watched that I know I'm never going to watch again, they're gone. I'm selling them. I'm getting rid of them. And like I said, this is hard for me because I really busted my ass. I didn't start collecting Scream Factory until 2020. The company Scream Factory started in 2012. So I had basically 8 years of back titles. You know how much Scream Factory puts out. A lot of stuff wasn't that much. I got a lot from Hamilton Books, stuff like that was still in print. But there was a lot of stuff that was out of print. A lot of stuff that I'm never going to admit exactly how much I paid for some of this shit. But the good thing is those out of print titles hold their value pretty well. So I do feel like I'm going to be able to recoup some of my money. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of these standalone releases that I'm going to keep. Movies that I have watched, whatever, that I really enjoy, that I'm fans of, that I'm going to be proud to keep in my collection. My ultimate goal here is to kind of curate my collection a little bit, where anything on my shelf I can honestly say that I'm going to watch again. That's the biggest thing I'm trying to do here. I had this real completionist mentality when I got into boutique stuff. I've been collecting physical media since the 80s, since the VHS days, and I've always been a collector. I've collected VHS, DVD, all the way up. And but before, I would go out and I would look at Best Buy, I would go through their dump bin, I would grab titles that I just enjoyed, and I solely focused on the movie itself. When I got into boutique labels, which was the first boutique label I got into, obviously, was Scream Factory in 2020. And I just kind of fell in love with the company. I fell in love with those collector's editions. I love the artwork. I really kind of got into this completionist mentality. And I tell you right now, those of you that know me, those of you that know my channel, my completionist mentality is strong, real strong. I really started second guessing myself over these last few months. And like I said, when I got these in, it's like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. It's just too much money. There's so many other great companies out there putting out great titles that I want to get. And I want those in my collection. You know, shit like this here, I don't need my collection. Having a complete Scream Factory collection, it kind of lost its luster a little bit for me. So now what I'm going to start doing, guys, I know I'm rambling here a little bit. You know, like I said, this is kind of a therapy session for me, and I mean that. Because I'm very proud of my Scream Factory complete collection. Anybody that has watched my live streams, watched my channels, you've heard me mention it a million times. It's something that it was kind of a goal I set for myself when I started collecting these things. I accomplished that goal, and now it's more of a hindrance than it is something I really enjoy. You know, every month I look and see what they're putting out. I would say about 30 or 40% of it I'm excited about. Some months better than others, but I'm really gonna start looking at it like, okay, is that something that I want? You know, say something like this right here. This might be a movie that I love. I don't know. If I do, it'll stay in the collection. But with not having that completionist mentality when it comes to Scream Factory, I could find this on streaming. I could do some research and decide, is this something that I'm interested in purchasing or not? If it is, of course I'm going to grab it. But, yeah, like I said, just blindly throwing stuff in carts, whatever, you know, it's just $30 a piece. It's just too much. I know I'm rambling here, but in a nutshell, this is what I'm going to do. This is what this video is going to be here. This is going to be part one of many. In this video here, I pulled 10 titles off my shelf of Scream Factory standalone releases that I have already viewed, already watched, and I decided I'm never going to watch these again. These are movies that I watched. Either I'm looking at my watch going, my God, when's this going to be over? It's something I simply didn't enjoy. It's something that was mediocrely okay, and I know I'm never going to watch it again. I'm never going to see myself going back to the shelf, grabbing this title, going, that was good, let's watch it again. And if that's the case, it doesn't need to be on my shelf. And that's kind of the mentality I'm trying to get to. For one, it's going to save me a lot of money. It's going to save me a lot of space. It's going to save me a lot of aggravation. When somebody comes in this room and they look at my shelf, I want them to look at these movies and represent my taste in movies. Represents what I enjoy. These movies here I'm fixing to show you do not do that. Like I said, this is going to be part one of many. This is going to be a new series I'm doing called Leaving the Dungeon. Thank you, Brian Goes Blue. He helped me come up with that name. I appreciate it. So this is going to be episode 1 of Leaving the Dungeon. And this is going to be my first of many Scream Factories. Now, this won't be just only Scream Factory, but for the time being, until I curate this collection down to something that I definitely want, this is going to be solely just a Scream Factory series. Now, once I get through a Scream Factory, I do got some other labels I need to do the same thing with. But right now, Scream Factory is it. Probably the next one I'm going to tackle after this is going to be Imprint. Everybody knows my hatred for Imprint. I was collecting all their shit as well. The sauce that kind of screwed me on them. I have a lot of Imprint titles. I got a lot of Imprint titles I haven't watched yet. So as I watch those, I'll make more videos like this, whatever, showing what's leaving the dungeon. Well, let's go ahead and get started here, guys. Again, I apologize for rambling so much. I just really want to make this clear for you guys. Don't get me wrong, I still love Scream Factory. I'm not trying to shit on Scream Factory. But I will say that a lot of their stuff they're putting out now, it's more shit than it is good stuff. And I kind of hate it. Like I said, I still love the company. I love their collector's editions. I will continue to buy those to the day I die. Yeah, but these standalone titles, man, these are just not me. They're really not. Alright, rambling again. Fuck. Alright, let's go on and get started here, guys. The very first one I want to show you guys is a movie from 1944. Now, again, these movies aren't necessarily putrid, horrible. In some cases, they are. But some of these movies are just ones that I'm glad I watched. I've watched them, did that, done that, done. Don't need to watch them no more. This is one from 1944. It's a movie called The Curse of the Cat People. I would tell you who's in this movie, but they're all dead. And like I said, I don't know any of them. This has Simone Simon, Kent Smith, and Jane Randolph. I I'm not going to go into great detail about the movie, why I dislike the movie or anything like this. This is not about reviewing the movie or anything like that. In some cases, I may go a little bit deeper into why I didn't like the movie. But the case of this one here, it was just an old movie, 1944. It was okay. It wasn't great. It's not something I see myself ever going back to. Like I said, it's gone. It's leaving the dungeon. It's not going to make it. So basically what I'm going to do when I go through this, I got a few people that's going to reach out to me if they're interested in any of these. If there's anybody out there watching this that's interested in this, you can hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram information is listed down below, and we can work out a deal. Like I said, I'll be fair, of course. But like I said, these movies here are leaving the dungeon. They're going for sale. I don't need them in my collection anymore. This first act's going to be the hardest. That first sale that I make, get rid of my first Scream Factory title, I no longer have a complete collection. I know to some of y'all are rolling your eyes going, that crazy fuck, what's the big deal? To me, it's a big deal. I'm just sharing that with you guys. I'm proud of my Scream Factory collection, but don't need this shit. It's gone. Alright. Next up is Super Beast from 1972. Yes, Super Beast. And the movie is just as bad as it looks. Yeah, this movie here, I had a hard time getting through it. Didn't enjoy it at all. It was a rough watch. And it's not one that I see myself ever watching again. I don't recommend this movie to anybody. Again, I can tell you the cast, but you never heard any of them. Yeah, it's Super Beast. This motherfucker's gone. It's leaving the dungeon. All right, this one here I really wanted to like. I really did. I'm a big fan of Robert Englund. I am not a ballet guy. Big surprise. If you're not a ballet fan, I don't say you can really enjoy this movie. If you're a Freddy Krueger fan, don't get excited about Robert Englund being in this. Robert Englund plays Drag. He's a very, very ugly woman. And let's just say that right there would be the only appealing factor to this, is watching that for you to just see him play Drag. But yeah, other than that, this movie is not one I'm ever going to go back to. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. It did not interest me at all. And that's Dance Macabre. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah, Dance Macabre, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, not gonna work here anymore anyway.
Yeah, it's gone. I did not enjoy it. This is one that I'd always kind of heard mixed things about. When I watched it, it did nothing for me. The movie came out in 1992. I got through it. I can say that I watched it. If I ever decide I want to watch it again, I'll find it on streaming or something. It does not need to be in the collection. Not a fan of it. It's gone. This next one here, I'm not sure if Brad may be interested in this one. He's a big Bigfoot fan, and this kind of falls in line with that, whatever. But this is one from 1957. It's called The Abominable Snowman of the Himalayas. And guys, it just wasn't good. I mean, fuck, it's from 1957. I know I'm not shitting on these old movies, guys. I know these old movies are important. It's the reason why we have a lot of shit we have now. But I'm just being honest. These movies are not really in my wheelhouse. It's something that I can appreciate. I watched it. I will like to watch more of them, down the road. I don't need to own them. I don't need to pay these high prices for these movies that I don't love. I can appreciate them. There's some good factors in some of these movies, how they did shit back then, the history. I understand all that. I'm not trying to shit on these movies. They're just not for me. It's not one that I need to have in my collection, and it's gone. Next up, we have one from 1958, and this is going to be, yeah, guys, this was bad. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't even finish this movie. I got about maybe an hour into it, and I just turned it off. And that's the fucking Attack of the Puppet People. I'll just let you soak that in for a minute. 1958, again, I would tell you he was in the movie, but who fucking cares? They're all dead. It's not good. It's not good. Yeah, that's all I can say about it. I'll show you that, but like I said, don't waste your time on this. If you're a fan of it, again, not trying to piss on nobody's parade, I was not a fan of it. I'll never watch this again. Why the fuck is it sitting on my shelf? I'll tell you why. Right there on the spine. Scream Factory. That's an expensive fucking label. Just to have that on my spine to say, ooh, I got a complete collection. I'm done. I'm done with it. Next up, we have one from 1974. Yeah, I didn't like it. This was okay. This I was kind of on the fence about maybe keeping this for a second watch. I really don't see myself watching this again, and that is The Bat People. Yeah, 1974. Yeah, I ain't got nothing for you. Yeah, half man, half bat, all terror. Yeah, it's gone. Bat People, get the fuck out of here. All right, next up we have a movie from 1958. And this is one called The fucking Screaming Skull. Well, it ain't got the fucking in it. Screaming Skull. And I know there's some fans of this film here. You know, I tried to like this one. I could not really get into it that much. Old black and white, 1958. The tortured ghost who claimed vengeance in the bride's bedroom. Yeah. Not for me, guys. Not for me. But that is the Screaming Skull. Now, I can tell you that all these movies are in great shape. Most of these movies have only been watched one time. Actually, all these movies have only been watched one time. And they're all in good shape. So if anybody is interested, I'm not trying to pimp this as a selling video. Just want to let you guys know that if you are trying to collect some of these old Scream Factory titles, some of these may be out of print. Just hit me up. I'll be fair. The next one ever is one from 1966. And I want y'all to really soak in this fucking cover here. 1966, that is The Reptile. What in the fuck is that? I'll tell you what it is. It's not a good movie. There's the back of it. Yeah. And you know, like I said, all these movies, most of these movies, toxic waste is always fucking involved. Something gets toxic waste on it, yada, yada, yada. Something goes back wrong. Yeah, it is what it is. The Reptile, I'm just simply not a fan. Watched it one time, put it back on the shelf. There it would have sat for the rest of my fucking life. Maybe somebody else can enjoy that more than I did. Next up from 1956, and this is a movie called The She Creature. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it that much. I was hoping this was going to be kind of a Creature from the Black Lagoon kind of thing, is what I was hoping. Yeah, it was just okay. This is one of the most memorable of the 50s monsters. And really, I do have an appreciation for these old monster flicks, you know, these old creature features from the 50s and 60s. But really, once you watch 2 or 3 of them, you've pretty much seen all of them. At least that's how I feel about it. And again, guys, these are just all my opinions. But there's the inside work there. This is in great shape. Everything's in great shape. It's like a brand new release. But yeah, the She Creature, yeah, it's gone. All right, this last one here, if you go over and look on Gizmo's channel, I kind of did kind of a deep dive in this one here. This is what I did for his Something Rotten in My Collection series he has over on his channel. It's a really great series. You can check it out. But yeah, this one here, I watched it. I can appreciate certain things about it. No, I can't. No, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. I appreciated very little to nothing about this. Yeah, it wasn't good. I'll just show you what it is. That's the motherfucking Trog. Yeah, Joan Crawford's last movie, even Joan Crawford on her fucking deathbed said this was the worst thing she's ever done. This monkey suit right here, let's see if I can find an image on the inside of this thing here. There it is right there. Let me take this out so you can appreciate this. This monkey suit right here, you got the fucking monkey. This is a man. You just have a man, and he has on a monkey mask. It was a leftover prop from the 2001 Space Odyssey movie. And they just threw it on this fucking guy and said, run out there, you're the fucking Trog. And, yeah, the movie here, I'll give you one more shot so you can really soak it in. The movie here really wasn't good. I'm not a Joan Crawford guy. I know Joan Crawford was a great actress. I'm sure she's been in a lot of great films. This was not one of her great films. She's even admitted that. It wasn't good. It really wasn't. I thought when it started it was going to have it was going to be something to at least catch my interest. But after watching it for a little while, about 30 minutes in, I'm looking at my watch. I'm going, Jesus Christ, when is this going to be over? And when it was over with, I couldn't take it out of my fucking player fast enough. Threw it back on the shelf. I talked about it, whatever, on Gizmo's channel. And there it was going to sit on my shelf for the rest of the fucking time. But the Trog, 1970. Yeah, Trog is gone. It's leaving my collection. It's out of here. So, I'll do one of these here just so you can get one more look at what I'm getting rid of. So that's it. That's the first stack of 10 of movies that are leaving Pop's Movie Dungeon. This is a big moment for me. This is, like I said, a therapeutic moment for me. It's something that's a long time coming. And these 3 movies I just picked up from Scream Factory. I'm going to watch these. If I enjoy them, they will stay. If I don't enjoy them, they're gone. I got a lot of movies to go through. I want to say there's somewhere the upwards of 400 standalone titles from Scream Factory. I want to say it's closer to 500. I don't have an exact number, but let's just say that my whole wall here, about 50% of my wall here, is all Scream Factory standalone releases. Yeah, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot to go through. There's going to be a lot more of these videos. Now, the rest of the videos, I'm not going to go into that much detail about why I'm doing this. But, so they'll be a little bit shorter than this one here. But this is simply going to be stuff that did not make my collection. Now, once I'm done, and all my standalone releases that I'm keeping, I will do another video at that time going through what I am keeping. I'll probably just do one long video just showing everything that made the collection. But yeah, guys, it's time to do this. It's overdue. I should have done this a year ago. But yeah, I'd like to say to the Dead Pit guys out there, I still would love to be on y'all shows if y'all do any more Scream Factory updates 2019, whatever year you're on. I would still like to join. I'm not going to have a complete collection anymore, but I'm still going to have most of them. But guys, that's going to do it for this first video. Thank y'all for watching. I'll be back with episode 2 of this real soon. Right now, it's pretty fast and easy to do these because I'm going through the ones I've already watched. It's eventually going to get to a point where I'm going to have to watch some films before I actually do this again, whatever, to make sure what's going to stay and what's going to go. But thank y'all so much for watching. Sorry for all the rambling. This is a video that I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit nervous about making because I knew once I made this video, once I committed, I was there. But I'm pretty excited I'm going down this road now. Like I said, it's going to save me a lot of space, a lot of time, and a lot of money. But once again, thank y'all for watching. Everybody be safe. I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you soon.